Let me open up, do a little background real quick for you guys on Mr. Aaron Rawls. So, Aaron, we appreciate you coming on, bro. A little bit about him. He is married, father of three, former sergeant with the California Department of Corrections. That's probably some interesting stories right there, my man. Owner operator of Lucky's Barbershop from 2010 to 21, 9.5 years in real estate. He's already hit icon. He's averaging one closing every week. If I stop right there for just a minute, Aaron, we do a every Tuesday morning. My group, we usually have an icon agent come on or someone who's a big producer and train on something they're really good at. Would you be open? This could be 30, 60, 90 days out, but would you be
Anytime. Yeah.
okay? Awesome. Yeah, when
Yeah.
I just saw you hit icon, and if you're averaging a closing every week, we'd love to have you on, figure out what the heck you're doing. I'm sure everybody'd love to know about that. His revenue share organization, 155 people currently in his group. His highest rev share check in a month was 14,900. Boy, you'd like to have that coming consistently, right? Well, man, first of all, we appreciate you coming on. Why don't we do this if you wouldn't mind, Aaron? Anything else you'd like for us to know about you, maybe kind of personally, before we sort of jump into the business side?
Uh, when I got into when I really got into real estate, I started studying a lot. So to this day, I still study business, real estate, mental mindset, an hour to 3 hours every day. So, and I don't miss on that. So I think that's a big component of people not succeeding in this industry is we spend too much time doing everything but studying our field, you know? So that's
Yeah.
kind of my secret sauce. My buddies that are in real estate, while they're watching football, getting drunk all day Sunday, I'm doing 2, 3 open houses. So it's real easy to succeed because a lot of people aren't putting in the time.
Yeah. And you mind me asking, speaking of just continuing to develop yourself and stuff, what do you have like use AI? What do you do to just continue to study the industry and so forth? Where do you go?
It's as simple as like I just got done working out. I got up early so I could be here for this. Podcast today. I was listening to Tim and Julie, real estate coaching podcast. I've been on that podcast a few years ago too. So I listen to them, everything they put out, and all the content on YouTube. All the big names, Ricky Carruth, and just studying, read a lot.
Okay. Yeah. Following some of the biggest players. I mean, I think
Yeah.
right there would give you all the training you need. Well, let's kind of jump right into this if you wouldn't mind. I'd love to know because this is all great to me. I love interviews and not really knowing about you until we get on. But real quickly, how were you approached about eXp and what are the main reasons you decided to join?
Well, I was at another brokerage in our area called Next Home at the time, and a friend of mine that I went to high school with, he was actually my younger brother's age, had joined eXp, and for a solid year, he kept telling me about it, and staying on me, and my wife and I, we went to high school together, so she also knows him, and one day he called me when she was in the car, and basically made me promise to listen to Brent Go's video. And this was a year after telling, like, for real, I'd say, stop effing calling me. I'm not leaving. And finally, one evening, I listened to it, and I was so mad at myself when I was done hearing that video because I realized how much money I had left on the table, and I ended up joining soon thereafter.
Yeah. Yeah. And, but the wife had a little bit of influence on that. She was able to hear it as well.
Well, yeah, she got to hear it as well too, and she always just kind of says, whatever you think's best. She worked for the state at the time. She had 20.
There we
He got
go.
he got sick of me already. It's only been 2.5 minutes. So my wife worked for the state of California at the time. She had 20, 21 years in, and she was telling me, whatever you think's best. I was still a barber. I was working in the barber shop 6 days a week, cutting hair and doing open houses on the weekend while I built my business. And so I ended up doing eXp within a couple years of that. I convinced her to quit working for the state and come work with me in real estate. So we've been off to the races ever since. But putting off joining eXp for a year probably cost me 100 grand plus. It was a horrible mistake because I didn't know any different. I just thought all brokerages were the same. Stop calling me, leave me alone, and then once I saw what eXp had to offer, I mean, I've been heavily recruited where I am at and turned down some amazing opportunities. And at this stage of my career, if I got offered a check for $1 million, I wouldn't leave eXp because of what the stocks have done for me, the revenue share. I think I'll be at $100,000 a month within 5, 6 years. So I'm going to stick with EXP.
I love it. Love it. Love it. Wow. So, out of curiosity, since that happened to you and you didn't look at it, you were approached a year earlier, does that have anything to do with the way that you're attracting and reaching out to agents today, knowing what you missed out on?
So when I did get into EXP, and it's died down a lot since then, so many subpar real estate agents were trying to build an entire career off of recruiting agents. And that always just turned me off. And I didn't like that. I don't like someone that's done one or two deals a year, just calling agents all day trying to recruit. So my goal going into it was always to build a big enough book of business that I attract agents. So now that I'm in the top of the area I'm at, there's three counties here: Sacramento, Placer, El Dorado County, and I'm probably in the top 25 or 30 agents out of close to 18,000. So my goal is just to build a big book of business and try to attract as much as I can. And anybody that does join EXP with me in my downline, I have a big, beautiful office overlooking the river in the historic district of Folsom. Everybody gets a key. There's no desk fees. We're switching offices now. It's going to have a pool table, paddle boards on the wall because we're a 90-second walk to the river. So it's going to be a real cool, different vibe for an office. And I just try to help and mentor everybody.
So with a typical office, are you building a traditional team and a rev share organization? Both?
No, I had a traditional team in the past, and once I understood EXP's revenue share model and how it really worked, I kind of got away from that because I felt like on the team, even though my team split was amazing, and I would just kind of put that money back into marketing for us, I felt like I was just training up everybody, and then they'd leave. Once they know how to do it, they'd leave the team anyways. So I focus on the long play of revenue share. The next 12-month goal, I want to try to get it built up to about 25,000 a month.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
So you can be asking, what is your balance in your schedule since you are doing production and attraction? Do you have like a ratio that you shoot for on a daily or weekly basis, like a 90-10, 20-80, the amount of time you spend in each one of those?
No, I just kind of I really enjoy it. So I just really get after it every day. I mean, I love it. Last 2 weeks ago, I did 6 open houses in 1 week, you know. I just love it's kind of like the thrill of the hunt. I love that I can get up today, and by the end of today, I might have $20,000 check waiting for me in escrow. There's just no rhyme or reason to how it works. I might get a wild hair and go do an open house today, depending on how the day goes. So I don't really structure it too much like that.
Okay. And in regards to attraction, do you have any systems in place, or do you let everybody come to you because of the volume you're doing in production?
What I really do is I try to Brent always says this, as cheesy as it sounds, but Brent's my buddy. Uh, I just try to really love on the people that I have and help them. And then by doing that and by genuinely doing it, I create 155, 156, whatever it is now, cheerleaders out there doing the same. So I looked yesterday since I knew I was coming on here. Within the last 30 days, there's another 5 people within our downline. And over the weekend, I met with a couple people. So I'm going to have another three signing up this week. So it's just kind of the snowball effect now. So I think if we're at 150 now, I don't see why I can't be at 300 within another year and a half.
Yeah,
But
love it.
but any attraction stuff I do, and you guys can see it. We did I think six. They're on YouTube. If you type in Aaron Ralls, Ralls. You can see some of the ones we did. One of the youngsters on my team, Brandon, he joined me when he was 19 years old. He's 22 now. Last year, he made $440,000 doing real estate. So him and I put together some good videos. He's real good on social media and attracting. We did that the one time, and then I use my social media. I'll put stuff out there about if you're interested in joining us, that type of thing. But nothing. I've never cold called anybody or anything like that.
Okay. So it's mainly by your post and your production and so forth.
Yeah, yeah, just real organic. Yeah, if I was more diligent with it, I could probably do a lot more. But like I said, I want to attract them. I I don't want to try to sell somebody on it, but I will. I look at it like now I kind of owe it to people to really explain what EXP is about because I've looked at everything out there, and I'm not one of those guys that just drinks the Kool-Aid and believes that This is the best in the world. If something made more sense tomorrow, I would leave tomorrow because I'm a businessman first. And there's nothing coming close to EXP. So I don't see myself ever leaving. Plus, Brent's done a lot for me, so I got a lot of loyalty to him.
Yeah. But then I like how you said that though. When you're sold to the core and you're continuing to keep your options open, I think saying that to someone going, look, if there's something out there better, I'd leave. That's a pretty bold statement because you're still here
Yeah.
towards you're going, show me something that's better and I'd be open to leave, but there just isn't anything.
Yeah. There's nothing better.
So
There really isn't.
when I throw out like the top, competitors that are copying us, what should we say, your LPT, your Real, your Epic, when you say that we're obviously so much better than them, is what is it that really stands out when you look at our main three or four competitors that are trying to take our agents? What is it that really makes us stand out, in your opinion, compared to them?
At least within my area, I feel like the key component that every other brokerage around is missing, including them, is a lack of genuine camaraderie. Like where I'm at, we all really work together. I mean, we've got an off-market list of 100 plus properties every single day. We're selling properties amongst our group, never even hit the market. So within my downline, we created that. It's just really good synergy. Prime example, I'm literally the one paying for our office for everybody to use for free, just to be able to help them and have a spot. And I run meetings every two weeks, and I have people. I always have all my meetings are open to all different brokerages, so it's an open invite to anybody that wants to come. I don't know any brokerages that do that. I'll show and help everybody and anybody. Other brokerages don't. They keep everything uh, tight. So we put on big events here. We have guest speakers come out once a month. I don't know. It's different. I don't think anybody can touch what we're doing and how we're doing it. They're not, at least in this area. I mean, some of
Yeah.
the big offices around us, Keller Williams, they literally closed their Folsom office last year, and combined into one little area. When I first got my license, it was Keller Williams everywhere. And now where I live, it's eXp. Now, eXp is probably on 60 to 70% of every transaction that goes through a title company out here, according to the title reps that are always at my meetings.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow, that's impressive. That is.
Yeah.
And what's the number out of curiosity of EXP agents around your area about?
Oh, I don't know, because so many of them, like I'm moving to a new office now, but the other office I had was kind of temporary, so I didn't go through the trouble. Our broker was located in San Ramon, which is hours away from us, so it's very difficult to get the stats because if you look up my license, it comes up under San Ramon instead of my office. Now that I got the new one, I'm going to be switching it, so it's really hard to tell with EXP, but we're big. And just to give you an idea, just my group, we checked this a few months ago. Just my group at eXp did 311 million in closed sales in 6 months, compared to Keller Williams. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but Keller Williams over the course of 12 months did like 188 million.
Wow.
So those are 6 months compared to their 12 months. So it's like the pendulum is just swinging so far. It's almost like you have to be with eXp, or you're not going to have that. It's going to be difficult to succeed because we're controlling so much inventory.
Yeah. That's a nice way to attract. Just dominate your market. Where everybody's like,
Yeah, everywhere you look is
oh,
eXp. It's
yeah,
like, oh man, what are these guys doing? Plus, on my social media, if anybody wants to follow, it's just Aaron Ralls Realtor, all one word. You could see our meetings, and like what we do is fun. It's not normal, it's upbeat music. Like, you can't see it, but I'm literally like tattooed head to toe. I don't fit the norm for what a real estate agent should be. And the way we do things is a little out of the box, but it works up here.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's awesome. Well, my little now I know she's younger. My little girl's getting to where she's like that now. I got a whole sleeve and started all that when she was 18, and we're like, well, we can't do much about it, but
Yeah.
yeah, she's beautiful and I love it. But let me ask a couple kind of just off the wall questions here. But what would you say to agents right now who are maybe afraid of building rev share, whether it's reaching out for those that don't have maybe the volume that you're doing in your particular area, right? We got agents from all over the United States, and maybe they're not dominating EXP, not in their area. What might you say to those agents who you see what revenue share is doing for you and what it ultimately could do for you, like set up to 100,000 a month? What might you say to some of the agents a little bit hesitant to start reaching out? And if they don't have a market like
Well,
yours, what might you recommend?
Yeah, I would just say if you really believe in what eXp has to offer, like I really do believe in what eXp has to offer. Um, you're kind of doing people a disservice to not let them know about it at this point because you can change the course of someone's life. My buddy making me listen to that video changed the course of my life. My wife quit her job with the state that she hated driving to every day. She'd get up at 5:30 in the morning. And all these little things just completely changed the direction of my life. And if it wasn't for him staying on me, I might still be at my other brokerage where literally we had a competing broker that would go up against us for listings and stuff. It was the craziest thing, but I didn't know any different. And if you understand how eXp works and understand the possibilities and how it can change someone's life, you'll look at it different. You're not being a sleazy recruiter or a salesperson. You're changing their life, especially if it's people you know and like. It's a no-brainer. And now with the new co-sponsor, that's even better. You know,
Mhm.
you guys, if anybody is anywhere around my area, or if I have anybody anywhere around your where you guys are at, it's very easy to co-sponsor now. And anybody I co-sponsor with, they come under my wing. They get an office, they get me, and everything we do out here is the power of we. Even the newer agents, you just say we did this, we did that. Oh, Aaron Rawls, that's my business partner. Everything is like that. So um, we're able to help each other at such a high level.
Yeah, yeah. And obviously I'd say that to all of you guys. I'm sure most of you are same thing that we do. It's always about we, the freedom team, what all of us are doing, camaraderie. It's never about you. You're bringing them to a group, right? For those that have been around for a while, that's a lot of what we hear when these veteran agents come over and jump into our group meetings. They'll say that same kind of stuff, Aaron. Oh my gosh, I've never seen camaraderie like this. Everybody's willing to help everybody. So
Yeah.
definitely use that to our strengths, you guys.
That's the secret sauce at eXp that people can't duplicate because you just everybody holds on to everything too tight. I always give this analogy. Join as a new agent, you join a brokerage and you're walking down the hall and those doors close. Click, click, click. The doors are closing as you're walking down the hallway unless you're willing to join someone's team. And then the doors open up and they go, "Oh, come on in. Let me show you what we're doing. Let me take half your deal." Where at eXp, those doors are open. Those doors are open. We see a new guy, new face. Hey, what's up? Come on in. My name's Aaron. I'm doing this. You want to learn? Have a seat. We're very open and collaborative, and that's the magic.
Yeah, I
That's why it
agree.
works.
So may I ask, since you've been doing this for a little while, how has attraction started to change your life?
Just the amount I get off revenue share. Where I in California, it's screwed up with high fire insurance. So my fire insurance alone is 15,300 a year. So, I mean, with my revenue share, I pay my fire insurance, I pay my mortgage, I pay my health benefits. That's like three huge things off my back, passive income. I always say it's like having a full-grown, successful adult living in my house and signing over their check every month. It's insane. And my wife, when we first started getting it, I remember my first revenue share direct deposit was 500 and something dollars. And she goes, "Well, hey, we just had 500 something dollars put in our account. Where'd that come from?" Mike said, "That's revenue share." She didn't really understand it. She for a long time, she goes, "They're just giving us money for what? What are you doing?" I go, "Well, I'm helping all these other people. I'm bringing them into the company and they're rewarding me." And it just is mind blowing to her. But now every week she's like, "What's the rev share at? What's the rev share at?" Because sometimes it might be 6 or 7 grand, sometimes almost 15,000, 12,000. It's
Yeah,
like, hell yeah, it's exciting.
yeah, no doubt. Out of curiosity, since you're obviously ultra successful, sounds like both the production now rev share is coming along as well. What if I asked you kind of a silly question? What does financial freedom look to you? What does it look like for you now? Financial freedom as you start to look out over the next few years.
Well, financial freedom to me is to be able to do anything and everything I want. I want to secure my family's future. And with eXp, I'll be able to do that. Uh, yeah, I want to have enough, you know, as a result, already almost everything we own is paid off. We owe a little bit left on the house. Financial freedom, I mean, that revenue share aspect of eXp is literally one of the one of the legs. They talk about the three legs of the stool. Like that
Yeah.
is such a huge pillar of how I've decided to do everything moving forward. And I don't know, a lot of people don't realize too, when we retire, you don't lose your revenue share.
Hmm.
You keep getting it. Like that's amazing to me also. Your line can't continue to grow, but if as long as those people are in, you keep getting paid. So why wouldn't you? I see people give up their dreams, or if people are recruiting for revenue share, I see so many people that leave real estate in general to go take a $22 an hour job teaching Pilates, or going somewhere else for 20 bucks, 25 bucks an hour. And I'm thinking, my gosh, you're so close to being able to change your life. And the little bit of stuff that we have to do, it, if someone offered you 50 bucks an hour to recruit for their company, you'd probably jump on that. Most people would be like, oh, I'll do that for 50 bucks an hour. That's easy money. Make 400 a day, but they won't do it for their own business, which would result in so much more money. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's good way to look at it. Maybe another kind of off the wall question. If you had to start over tomorrow, what would you do first, or would you do anything different?
Start over tomorrow, like getting into real estate.
Like right now, if you joined, I guess, eXp today, knowing what you now know, would you do anything different to start off with?
I'd be shouting it from the rooftops compared to the slow approach I took to it. Uh, yeah, I would make sure anybody and everybody knows. But now I know a lot of people now, and it's crazy. The main thing that hurts the industry and agents from growing, I think, is oftentimes we're just in our own way. There's so many people that are just so set in their ways, and it's hard getting through to them. I can think of a couple different brokerages in town right now that are just one of them's bleeding about $9,000 a month just in overhead for the office and the level of production. And they've got all these agents. And out of all those agents, if you combined how much business they do, I triple them. And I've met with this guy several times, bought him lunch and everything else, offered to split the office and everything, and like keep throwing him life preserver. And he
Wow.
just pushes the life preserver away and is like he's drowning at this point. And it's like, okay,
Yeah, we always say
sad to see.
when you're trying to go after those independent brokers or big team leaders, a lot of times it's the pride and ego. They've taken so much time building what they've built. It's
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, it really is, unfortunately, and they'd rather go out of business and save their business. And to me, it's a real selfish way to do it as a broker. And I almost got my broker license and was going to do that whole route before I understood eXp and realized I could essentially do something similar without all the liability and overhead. Um, but yeah, it's crazy how many people would rather just fail than look at something different.
the other thing that blows me away is their, independent brokerages building in their area. And you're talking to them about building globally, you know what I mean, across all
Yeah.
time zones. It's so bizarre. What would you say to agents right now or who are playing small that could be on here today, playing small, or they're just sitting on the fence, they're just not pushing their chips in to do whatever activity might attract agents? What might you say to some agents on here today?
Well, if you have a family, you owe it to your family. If we were 100, 150 years ago, you're not going to stop farming the land. You're not going to stop hunting. Money is our new, it's our shelter. It's our food. It's what we have to do now. And my job is to provide for my family. I'm a husband and a father. I don't have the option. Can't not do it. Why play small? Why do the same stuff and make 5,000, 6, 7, 8,000 a month if I could potentially make 100,000 a month? And my income goal for real estate is $100,000 per month. Now I wouldn't be making 100 grand per month if I had only wanted to make 10,000 a month. You know, there's no cap, no ceiling to what we can do. I'll have meetings or speak at events where I ask people, what their monthly goals are, and it's crazy how low they are. There's some people happy to make $7,000 a month or make $100,000 a year. And I think, why make 100,000 a year? You could do that in a month. You just it takes a little work. And by work, I mean go sit in an open house, a few open houses every week. It's it's not hard. This isn't a hard job. I risked my life with the Department of Corrections at a level 4 prison with real gangsters, and I was making $7,300 a month at the time, you know? So
Yeah,
I don't know. I've got pretty good perspective.
yeah, yeah.
I hear people complain about real estate, and I'm thinking, man, I've seen people murdered. This isn't that hard. It's not that stressful to do an open house, put out a few signs, bring it on.
Yeah. When you talk about the open houses, I remember seeing Brent's training back when I first started, and he said I could take any brand new agent. if they just came in and every single weekend, not for 2 hours, he goes all day, 8 to 10 hours,
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday,
Yeah.
open house. So he goes, do that for 2 to 3 months straight. You'll have more business you ever know what to do with.
Yeah.
I tell every agent that, and agents just don't do it. And they're like, why am
Yeah.
I struggling? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's and you keep bringing up open houses.
Y-
Uh, let's open this up for the group. You guys, I've went through some creative questions I could think of, but who else has any kind of questions right now? Let's dig into what's going on with there. And this guy's got I love your mindset. You're definitely dialed in, and you can just tell that you're sold to the core, and you truly want everybody to win and succeed. And you're almost like you're saying, just get off your lazy butt and just do what you need to do. Stay
Yeah.
active. But so most of your productions, you've been doing this for a while, but open houses has been a big key for you, it sounds like. Am I correct?
Oh, yeah. All of my business now, I would say it's probably 75% referral, repeat business, and the other 25 open houses. And open houses are it's the only time in our industry where our clients come to us. Think about that. And people go, "Oh, I don't like doing open houses." Well, you don't like making money because it's the only time they come to us, and I've double ended so many deals. I've got so many clients out of it. It's insane. And because we work together like a team and we have the off market list, like I told you, I'll pull out my phone at the open houses and I scroll and I show people this is how many off market properties we have. And I tell them if you see an eXp sign around here, they're probably within my team. And we work together. And if you're looking for something specific, I don't have people sign in or anything. I say, here's my card. Text me your info, and I'll get you into our next property that fits your criteria before it goes on the market. I'm not going to call you. I'm not going to bother you. I'm not going to spam you, but I am a great resource that'll help you find the home that you want. And it's not too salesy, and it just works so good. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. And I show people how to do it verbatim, and I'll do at my last meeting. I said, okay, raise your hand if you did an open house this weekend. 85% of the room had their hands raised. Keep your hand up if you did two. Half of the room hand went down. Keep your hand up if you did three. Keep your hand up if you did four. Keep your hand up if you did five. By the time I got to five, my hand was up. Another lady who's a top 25 out of 18,000 agents, Terry Cicchetti, her hand was still up. And then my hand was the last one standing because I had happened to do six that week. And guys, I did six. Just so happens I also put three into escrow. So it's not there's no hit secret formula. It's pretty basic. You put in the work and you succeed. It's just like anything else. I spent all weekend. I've got a pretty good size garden here. I was working in my garden all weekend, and it's amazing how many fruits and vegetables I have as a result of putting in the work.
Hmm. I love it. Again, back just to reiterate, we'll have Aaron on a Tuesday, but it's the same thing I heard from Brent for years going back. Just if you're trying to drum up business, take the next 4 weekends, all day Saturday, all day Sunday, do open houses. Watch what happens. I heard
It'll
Brent.
change your life.
Yeah.
It will literally change your life. And I've done them all different times, by the way. I believe the best times are I'll do 11 to 1 at one house, 2 hours every open house. I have an hour break to get to the next house, and then I'll do 2 to 4. So 11 to 1, 2 to 4 seem to be the sweet spot. Whenever I've tried doing, a 6 hour open house, longer open houses, it's always dead for the first 5 hours, and people show up at the last hour because I know I do that when I'm out showing properties. I've got clients that want to see properties, and I'll go, oh, well, these three are doing open houses. We'll hit those at the end, and I schedule everything accordingly.
Gotcha. Well, back, everybody is here today. Anybody got anything specific for Aaron? Any questions?
I do. Hey,
Hello.
how's it going, Aaron? Hey,
Good.
man, a lot of great stuff from you this morning. I'm sorry I got in here late. I missed the first
Mhm.
10 minutes, but question for you on the agent attraction. And you were going after some local other brokerages there that were hesitant or not willing to listen to you. I'm curious about that because I've got one I'm looking at, and how would you think that we could describe the eXp model where they keep their branding and all that? Does that have any effect in the conversation about these guys?
It seems to, because a lot of it is about ego, and not ego in a bad
Thank you.
sense, but it's like me. I built up a barbershop called Lucky's Barbershop. I wanted to protect what I built also, and I understand where they're coming from. But the main pain points for brokerages, in my opinion, and from what I've talked to people, is the amount of overhead, the amount of liability. So if you're able to come in and either help offset their overhead or liability, um, that is a big thing. Then I also notice a lot of these brokerages they don't even have a CRM for their people to use. So that's another big part with, formerly KV Core. Now I'm using Bold Trail, but that's a $600 a month value per agent. And I don't think a lot of them understand that. And they don't understand the revenue share and how it works, and how you turn all your people into agents that recruit for you. And if they can switch their mentality to getting paid per deal, compared to getting paid longer, the longer play, which is revenue share, I think that helps. And then the fact that eXp still has 50 hours of live training every week, they're not getting that from that little boutique brokerage typically. So it's just such a big resource for their agents to be able to tap into, that it kind of makes it a no-brainer at some point, because the boutique brokerages, in my opinion, are on their way out. These other like LPT, all these other things, EXP, that's the wave of the future. That's what's coming. So
That's cool. Do you think that the guys with the ego problem, that's what I was kind of getting at was, the branding and so forth. If they could say, in your opinion, if they could say, hey, look, here's what we're going to offer you agents now, being under this umbrella of eXp, but we're still our company.
yeah, yeah, like one of the brokerages that was here that I was talking to for a while was called Legends Real Estate. I thought it was an awesome name. It would just
Yeah.
say Legends Real Estate, brokered by eXp Realty. No big deal. So
Yeah.
just let them white label that. And then if I'm sure you guys know, if you're recruiting people or brokerages with high levels of production, eXp will offset fees and splits and stuff for a while too, to help bring them over, to incentivize them. And they have people at eXp we can talk to for that. That usually helps a lot too. If I'm talking to an agent that's a producer or someone that will be an icon agent, I can get
Yeah.
it to where their first year's fees are waived, if they're already capped or something. Not
Yeah.
fees, but split.
Yeah. And they got the cap deferment. Yeah. So you can
Yeah.
they stay capped and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So use that accordingly, all those little tools. And if you can create, like with my meetings and how we do our off market stuff around here, the draw is becoming greater because we're able to create such a value proposition separate from the money, but how we work. And that's what I think a lot of people overlook is the sometimes you get caught up. I don't know if you guys have a Realty One group where you're at. It's kind of a flat fee brokerage that's in California. And people go, I don't want to leave Realty One group. I only pay $550 per transaction. Well, how many transactions you do? I did 4 last year. Well, I did 4, last month. At eXp, sometimes you lose, you can't see the forest through the trees. What's the opportunity cost you're losing? So that's what I'll present to a lot of those places. Hey, you might be doing great where you're at, but what's the opportunity cost of what you're losing? We're selling a property every other week, never even hits the market. You could be part of that. So you got to. I look at business like war. Sometimes my wife comes in. I've got an office at home. I'm out here in my cigar lounge now because I've got electricians in my house right now. But my wife comes in and I'm in my office. Candles are lit, Native American flute music playing, and I'm just writing notes, or I'm writing on my whiteboard. She's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm planning our next moves." I look at business like war. Too many agents, and business people in general just get up every day like, well, wonder what's going to happen today. No, I'm looking at it like war. I'm climbing under the barbed wire. I'm in the mud, planning and strategizing ways to do better. And I feel like a lot of our competitors don't. So if you can take the time to do stuff like that, it'll help a lot. And that's what I'm trying to do with my group at eXp. I'm trying to make millionaires within my group. That's my job, is to make millionaires. And that's what I tell them. I'm a millionaire maker. And everything I do, this is something that stuck with me a long time ago. Everything I do based on what people will say about me at my funeral with my kids sitting in the front row. So every day I just lead with such contribution and ways I can help people, that I feel like I'll be blessed either way. Even if eXp went out of business tomorrow, I'll find a way to make it work.
If I can, I know this is attraction, but I'm always kind of curious when you keep talking about the off market. Of your 155 agents, how many of those are kind of localized versus across the country? I mean, that's my first question.
I would say out of those 100, well, a lot of them are in my state. Some of them are down south now in San Diego. There's one of our guys opening a big team down there. That's some in North Carolina. But I'd say a solid 130 are relatively local,
Wow.
within an hour of each other. Let's say, because I don't really know anybody out of state too much.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah. So this
so
this off market properties you're doing, did you come up with this as you started to build the group? And does everybody participate? Those 130, is everybody trying to participate? That's why you have over
yeah,
100?
yeah, yeah. And by the way, uh, our off market isn't just my little group within eXp. It's also like neighboring groups that aren't necessarily in my downline.
Yeah,
I don't care about that. We just all help each other. So if it's eXp around here, we help each other. If I'm in a multiple offer situation, it's eXp. I'm like, we help each other out.
yeah,
It's not just every man for himself. It's a team atmosphere.
yeah,
So I always say in fact, we got to watch how we say it, because some people say, oh, I don't want to join a team, because we refer to ourselves as a team, but
yeah,
there's no team splits. So it's like a team with no team splits. It's the best.
yeah. That's a good way to answer that. I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Good.
So
Okay,
we always
Kelly.
got to make sure we let people know there's no team splits. It's just a team atmosphere. And people are blown away. I'm telling you, you see my office. If you guys look on my Instagram, you'll see how it's coming together. And I'm paying for the whole thing.
Yeah,
Literally everybody, like, here you go, you get a key, you get a key, you get a key. I keep a lockbox on the building for even other agents that I know. I go, hey Scott, if you're out rolling around, you need an office, I keep a lockbox on the left side. Like, really? And they're from Remax or Keller Williams. Like, yeah, man, go in there. Just try to
that's
help everybody.
that is awesome. It's paying off. Go ahead, Kelly.
As you're working with your team of 155 and encouraging them to become millionaires and lean in, what has worked for you to get engagement with your team to really lean into attraction?
Um, well, a lot of them, even as much as we talk about it, just don't want to do it. So some of them will just never do it. Some of them fall into it. The younger guy on my team, I think he's brought in the 22-year-old. I think he's probably brought in 18 people, because he understands and he's young enough to see the value. And he's also young enough that I got him when he was 19, because every year I used to speak at the high school in my town, and I would speak to all the seniors about work ethic, integrity, mental mindset, money, entrepreneurship. And he was one of the kids that was sitting in the crowd when he was 17 years old. So when he got his license, he joined up with me. And I think he just kind of listens and sees. And I'm an open book too. I'll show, hey, this is my revenue share for the month. This is what it, it's so easy. And if you want to make money, I mean, it's there. What other company allows you to share in profits, to share in the income that comes in? It's crazy. It's crazy to me that more people don't take advantage of it. It would be like working at Carl's Jr. and getting paid for every burger you sold while you're there. You'd be telling the world about how good the hamburgers are, and people just don't do it. And it's free and it's easy. And if you believe in what eXp has to offer, it's a really easy sell, because it is so legit. And I've been to all their big events, and Cabo and masterminds. It really is what it appears. I've seen behind the veil. That's what I say. And it's legit. And I love it.
How many people do you have, like your 22-year-old, that actually engage actively in RevShare?
I can think of 4 or 5 that are trying. And when I say trying, none of them are like cold calling anybody that I'm aware of, but they're trying in the sense of creating videos or leveraging our meetings. Because we'll have a team meeting. There's 50 of us in there. Our last office, that's why I'm moving offices. It was literally standing room only. So and our stuff is always upbeat, and like I said, a little different. So it kind of attracts it. Our office, when we do things, it looks fun. So I think that helps too. It's not stuffy.
So again, we got about another 15 minutes. And real quick, Jim, I'm sure you saw it in there, but you've probably seen that document, 15 reasons why independent brokers are joining us. But that'll kind of help you just to keep it top of mind when you are talking to somebody like that. Those are all the
Chat GPT, I've been really messing with a lot lately too, and that helps. That'll give you a great kind of script on how to approach it and what to say. And especially if you have friends that don't, that don't belong to eXp. If they're your friend, you owe it to them. That's like me. If I got a friend that doesn't believe in God, I owe it to him to let him know. That's how I look at it, and it's only going to better their life.
no doubt.
That's
No doubt.
great advice. Yeah.
Mhm. Anybody else got anything kind of press? Anything you wanted?
And on my phone, I'm on my phone, so I've seen little like partial messages pop up on the bottom. I don't know if it's to me or not, and I don't know how to get back to actually read them. But can you see it on your end? Someone asked it.
Yes, Kimberly, why don't you ask your question?
Yeah, I was just wondering what type of subjects do you cover in your meetings? And then how are you getting them out so others know that they can come to your office for those meetings?
Oh, okay. So that's a good point. So everyone within my group at eXp, we communicate in a WhatsApp. So
Okay.
yeah, we use WhatsApp on our phones, and I wasn't for WhatsApp. I hate just dealing with more stuff on my phone, but the WhatsApp on our phone has been really instrumental because now we have all these 100 people on there, and you can ask a question and you can get 3, 4 different answers, different vantage points, or if we need open houses covered or any subjects that come up, wondering how to deal with something or a referral for a window guy or a house painter, everything's done in our WhatsApp. But at the meetings, a lot of it is number one, every time we have a meeting, I go around the room, I start with myself, and then everybody introduces themselves and where they're from. Because I think that's important to really put a name to a face or a face to a name, and to create more of a personal interaction with each other. So we do that every time. And like I said, we'll have agents from all different brokerages that show up. Every title company is invited, every lender can come if they want. So it's really unique in that sense. We don't gatekeep anybody from coming in. It's real open to the whole community. So I think that's huge. We'll always talk about any upcoming needs, wants, needs, upcoming stuff, anything special coming up on the properties, with properties up there. We'll talk about let's see, open houses are always big. People always want to know about that and how to polish that up. So we discuss that. We discuss listing presentations. It all kind of, a lot of times it's scenarios of what have happened because the meetings are every other Wednesday. So we might discuss some different topics that have happened over the last couple weeks through, and how we address them. That way, if it comes up, other people also know how to do it. So it's a lot of that. And then just kind of Q&As. We roundtable discuss a lot of things. It's not just me standing in front of everybody like I have all the answers, because I definitely don't. But I just am the one that kind of organize it and rolls and helps keep it flowing. But yeah, it's a little bit of everything. We did one not long ago. It was on Chat GPT. We did 2 that was on Chat GPT, just because I think that's important to stay in front of, as much as it's kind of scary.
Well,
But
thank you. I appreciate that.
anything and everything, counter offers, commissions, objection handling, all that type of stuff.
Okay. Have you gotten recruits from those meetings? Like
Oh, yeah.
by opening up and they've
All
told
the
you, hey,
time.
that's the reason why?
Yeah,
Okay,
all
cool.
the time, especially my younger guy, Brandon, or a couple of my gals. I always just say, bring them to a meeting, because our meetings really are really fun, really open, and it's kind of the culture that we're creating. Like, you could literally show up to our next meeting and you would have half the room come up and introduce themselves. Oh, hey, I've never seen you here before. I'm Tara. This is Jen. Everybody's just so cool, and makes it really fun. Like, I look forward to the meetings. Everybody looks forward to them. And whenever I do have to cancel one, like, they've already messaged me, is there a meeting Wednesday? And I might have to cancel it because I'm in the middle of the move between the offices and I don't have enough furniture at the new place yet. So we're probably canceling this week, and everybody's already going to be bummed out about it. So that's pretty cool. Yeah.
Have them bring their own chair. Bring a
Yeah.
chair.
Yeah. Bring a fold up. Yeah.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
Really good today. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, so each one of you might think about maybe starting something like that in your area, because it sounds like obviously, I think you've been very successful, Aaron, at recruiting on a local level. The Camaraderie, you guys, all the off-market properties. So this has been kind of interesting, 'cause I haven't had somebody focus so much in on what you've built because of localized Camaraderie and pulling everybody together, sharing and keeping it very open. So speaking on that just a minute, if you were to say to somebody right now that maybe doesn't have a physical office but wants to start maybe trying to build something localized, what might be your advice for them to get started doing something
Yeah.
similar to what you're doing?
Yeah, I would 100% do a sort of mastermind, do a bi-weekly mastermind. You can get your topics on how to run it. Same thing off Chat GPT or YouTube videos from other guys that have done things. And prior to having an office, as my revenue share was building up, I don't want to spend money I don't have just to have an office to help everybody. But we would have our meetings at grocery stores now, or having like conference rooms with coffee areas built off of them out here. Anyways, I don't know where you guys are all at, but and they're free. Um, so that was a good spot. We also used to do ours on just regular coffee shops, but then we got too big to have them inside. So then we'd be outside, and then the outside area wasn't big enough. So it's like, oh shit, I gotta start spending money. I told my wife, I said, I gotta get an office. And she's like, I thought that was what eXp was all about. You don't need to spend money, blah, blah, blah. I said, babe, we're going to spend a little money here. Trust me. So it's worked out. But yeah, I would find anywhere that's free, a coffee shop. You might start off with 4 people, and then that 4 turns into 12, and then 12 turns to 30, and you just have it all inclusive. Everyone's, invited.
Very good. Like it, like it. What's
I
up, Andy?
saw
Oh, you just
I,
came
s-
on.
I saw a question on there. Someone asked Brandon's name. His name is Brandon Butler. And if you guys see, when he joined me, he had a few hundred people on his social media. I think he's up to 20 something thousand people following him now. And his business was built off of social media.
Wow. Love it.
Yeah.
I had a question. If you
Yeah.
were going to do one of these meetings at a third party location, like you were talking about there, Aaron, what would you do to promote it to, just social media or?
Social media, or I'd create, with eXp, we have Canva Pro. So I, not that I'm like the boss of her, but I would ask my wife to create a Canva because I'm not good at that stuff. I'm kind of a caveman with a lot of stuff. But yeah, I'd make a Canva flyer and just throw it out to everybody, non-broker specific, hey, I'm going to start a real
Yeah.
estate mastermind every 2 weeks. And then if you're the one that can somewhat lead it, you'll be start to be seen as a leader within the industry. And then people are attracted to that. People are attracted to leaders, so um, that would be a great thing that I would recommend. I should start. And now that I'm talking, I just talked myself into it. I'll probably start do it once a month, maybe, just completely separate from my regular meetings. And I can host just a real estate mastermind at my office or at a coffee shop.
I think the brokerage agnosticity of it is good.
Yeah.
Makes
Yeah.
everybody
When was the last
it-
time we're like Keller Williams is everywhere you guys are at, right?
right. Sure.
When was the last time Keller Williams invited you to a meeting? Or a Remax or a Lion Real Estate or Windermere? I don't get invited to anything,
Yeah.
but
I think
everything we do, I just invite everybody, open to everybody. So
that
that
really
that kind
breaks
of
down the wall, doesn't it?
that kind of creates, yeah. Like, how are you going to be mad at someone that's just constantly helping you? And so I just constantly help people.
So one of those events when you're doing that, would you like at the tail end or something? Hey, so here's an EXP
Nope.
snippet or no?
I don't do anything like that. I just say, you guys are always invited.
That's cool.
I'll make light of it. Like, hey, when you're ready, we're ready. Come on in. But by the time you just love on them enough and show them enough, they're like, wow, I'm not getting this where I'm at. This is amazing.
Yeah.
This guy's more helpful than my broker. I haven't even seen my broker in 3 months. And Aaron's taught me this or that, or the other people that I'll bring in, because I don't have the answers to everything. I'll bring in other people that can help too. We just did training on Bold Trail a couple weeks ago, and then we did the Chat GPT prior to that. So a lot of times I'll try to find someone that can talk or teach for about 20 minutes, and I talk for 15 or 20, collectively. And they're great meetings, and people really look forward to it, and people show up. So um, that's how I know we're doing the right thing.
Cool. Great idea, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, Jim, I'm sure you're doing this. You can do everything with Tuesday, Wednesday, right? Keep inviting everybody to our Tuesday, and then Wednesday is kind of this open, connect,
Right.
collaborate. So keep inviting agents because we get the same kind of feedback from
Right.
guests that come on. They're like, man, we don't do this in my brokerage. So
Yeah, I got you. The collaboration thing's huge, and yeah,
no doubt.
Yeah.
with you on that.
Yeah. If everybody just genuinely tries to help, you're going to attract you're going to just start attracting, be like, holy cow, and then it's just a snowball effect. It's great. I
Yeah.
attract without purposely attracting, if that makes
Yeah.
sense, just because I really want to help everybody.
Yeah. You can
That's a
definitely
great
see that.
approach. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you lead with good intention, it'll just keep coming back.
I think that's the toughest thing's been for me is how do I attract without saying, "Hey, you want to come to eXp?" It's like, or
Yeah. Where you're at, is there anyone that can do kind of what I'm doing? Is there a person that has stepped up and became that?
man, I don't know. I'm in Fort Worth, Texas. I guess there's got to be.
How far away is Granbury from where you're at?
It's down the road from me, down the highway. It's 20 miles.
My best friend's out there now. His name is Jason Hall, and
Jason Hall?
he's with eXp also.
Okay,
Do you have Instagram?
I do.
Yeah, add me on Instagram. I'll give you his number. He's a phenomenal guy. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, he would love to meet up with you and brainstorm and talk. He's new to Texas too. He's only been there about 6-7 months.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. So just Aaron Ralls Realtor, all one word on Instagram.
Thank you, man.
RALLS. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jim, I'll throw you another name on there to add to that list. I bet he'll come. Tom Davis. He's a
Tom
20-year
Davis.
veteran agent. He's been with us for a while. Yeah, Tom Davis. If you put that together, you can say that I threw out his name. Great guy. Good.
Got
Yeah.
you.
Jason
All
will
right.
help you. Jason will help you set up something similar to what we've been doing up here too. I've
Oh,
known him
that'd be
since I was 13. Yeah, that's
That'd
my
be
buddy.
fantastic because I kind of service that area as well. I mean, it's not my first one because it's a few miles away, but
Well, I promise you, if you reach out to him, he'll make you feel like he's known you 20 years. He's a great dude.
awesome.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank
of course.
Yeah.
Great meeting. Yeah,
Yeah, let us know how that goes, Jim. I got
I
another
will.
one. I'm just now thinking of another lady, Sharon Wilcox. She's right close to Fort Worth. I'm trying to think of who we got in the foot, and I can look on my. I'll put your name down. I'll see if I can throw you some names
Yeah,
who is within our group around the Fort Worth area because we've got a handful. I just can't think all of them.
man. Yeah. If I could do some tag teaming with some folks, it'd be fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What's
Pretty
good too
solo
is
guy here.
they'll know they'll know another 3, 4, 5 people that
Yeah.
they could bring probably. So it's a win-win.
Yeah, that's great stuff. Thank you.
Well, good guys. We're bringing this to a close here, and man, Aaron, dude, thank you so much, bro, for pouring into us. You got a powerful heart. I can tell for helping people, and your background's interesting, and you're crushing it right now in real estate, and I flat love it. But it's like you said, it's your work ethic. You treat it like waking up for war every morning. You're strategizing, you're planning, so it's not happening by accident.
Yeah. Don't do what everyone else is doing. That's real estate. Everybody's kind of like they do the same thing. I don't do the same thing. I ride a Harley. I drive a lowrider. I'm tattooed head to toe, and I think out of the box, and it works. Just be yourself. When I first got into real estate, I was wearing long sleeve shirts, tie, hands in my pocket, covered my tattoos. That it didn't work as good.
Yeah. Got to
Just
be
be
real,
yourself.
got to be genuine.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Well, any last question before we fold up here and let everybody get back to their day? Anybody got any? Yes, sir. Go ahead, Dan. You're on mute, my friend. Hey, Dan, you're still on mute, buddy. Here, hold on. Oh, I can't unmute you.
I got it. There you go. Aaron, I wanted to say I'm in the Roseville eXp,
Oh yeah.
just down the road from you.
Yeah.
I look forward to meeting you sometime.
Yeah. I go over there I'm there once or twice a month.
Okay. I just
Yeah.
followed you on Instagram too. So I'm kind of new to eXp here. Just got my first paycheck a couple of days ago.
Nice.
very excited about that. But 28 years here in the business, like I say, I look forward to meeting you sometime.
Yeah, cool. I speak sometimes over at PCAR also, so you'll see me over
Okay.
there if you ever
I
go.
go there all the time for the monthly
Yeah.
thing out over there. Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Okay.
Good meeting you, Dan.
Good.
Hey, can somebody share your link on Instagram?
Yeah. What's your name for Instagram?
At Aaron Ralls Realtor, all one word. I'm on my phone, so
How are you spelling Aaron? Because there's multiple spellings.
Who-
for that name.
AARONRAALS.
Or AA?
Yes.
no, one A
Okay, 1A, RALAS.
LS Ralls.
Okay, that's what.
No, RALLS.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Two
balls, but with an R.
I got you now. Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, it is right at the top of the hour. Been a great time, man, Aaron. Sincerely appreciate it. Would you like me to send this video to you once I get it put together here later today?
Sure, yeah. I've got a YouTube channel. I'll throw it up on there.
Okay. Sounds awesome. Well, you guys, hey, thank you all for coming on camera. I know we didn't have a lot of folks here today. That makes a huge difference for the speaker and for all of us. So sincerely appreciate you. Hope to see all you guys tomorrow morning. Again, Aaron, we appreciate you, bro. Keep up the good work and look forward
Thanks,
to
guys.
to that $100,000 a month, my friend.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Have
you.
a good one.
Thanks,
Appreciate
gang.
it.
Okay. Bye.